अस्सलाम वालेकुम डियर फ्रेंड्स। आज का जो हमारा टॉपिक है दैट इज कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स ऑफ एक्वायर्ड इम्यूनिटी एंड इट विल आल्सो इंक्लूड द कंसेप्ट ऑफ प्राइमरी इम्यून रेस्पॉन्स और प्राइमरी रेस्पॉन्स एंड सेकेंडरी इम्यून रेस्पॉन्स or secondary response. So let us start our topic. Actually, there are various important characteristics of acquired immunity. The most important character of acquired immunity is recognition between self and non-self. So here I will write recognition between self and non-self. So it is the most important character of acquired immunity, because we know that actually it is on this principle our immunity or acquired immunity works. It means that our immune system works against only non-self antigens. In other words, it does not normally it does not works against its own types of cells or own types of antigens or tissues. Next important character of acquired immunity is specificity. So here I will write specificity. Specificity means our immune system produces specific antibodies against specific antigens. For example, if someone's body is infected or attacked by different types of bacteria. Let us suppose here 3 bacteria: Staphylococcus, another bacteria is suppose Streptococcus, or Clostridium bacteria, or any other bacteria, Bacillus, etc. This is B1, suppose bacteria 2 and bacteria 3. But what will occur here is that our immune system will produce different types of or specific antibodies for each of these different bacteria. For example, antibody 1, antibody 2nd, and antibody 3rd or antibody 3. So here we see that different types of antigens or different types of pathogens are attacked or neutralized by their own or their separate types or their specific types of antibodies formed by our immune system. So this is called as specificity. Another important character of acquired immunity is adaptability. So adaptability is another important character of acquired immunity. Adaptation simply means any change with respect to external stimulus. Here adaptability means changes in the diversity of antibodies in our immune system, because we know that our immune system is daily stimulated by different types of new antigens, new pathogens. That is why in return our immune system continuously keeps on producing different types of antibodies, so as to neutralize those new types of antigens to save our body. So here I will write diversity in antibodies. Simply we can say that adaptability means diversity in antibodies, because we know that when new antigens or new pathogens stimulate our antibodies, so there will be formation of new antibodies against those antigens, and naturally the diversity or a number of antibodies in our immune system will increase. So this is called as adaptability. Next important character of acquired immunity is memory. or sometimes called as immunological memory. And what does this mean? It means that our immune system harbors special type of memories by its immune cells, which are special types of cells that are responsible for keeping the memory of different attacks on our immune system. That is, those cells save the memory of which pathogen or which antigen attacks our immune system or challenges our immune system. So here it means that immune cells or memory cells, I will write memory cells, keep saving the memory of attacks on our immune system, so these are some of the important characteristics of adaptive immunity or acquired immunity. सो यहाँ पे आपको समझ में आया होगा कि एक्वायर्ड इम्यूनिटी को एडेप्टिव इम्यूनिटी क्यों बोलते हैं, क्योंकि दैट इज बिकॉज इट इज इम्पोर्टेंट, वन ऑफ इट्स इम्पोर्टेंट कैरेक्टर इज एडेप्टेबिलिटी, बिकॉज इट कीप्स ऑन changing its number of diverse types of antibodies. So dear friends, let us now understand how this memory works. Actually, to understand how this memory or immunological memory works, how it functions, uh, how it functions in our immune system, we have to understand about two terms. I will write here. The two terms are primary immune response, or sometimes simply called as primary response, and secondary immune response or secondary response. So these are the two terms which we should know about to understand actually how the memory in our immune system works. What is now primary immune response? Actually, our immune system shows two types of response against any foreign attack or any attack of pathogen or toxin. So we have to remember here that whenever any antigen or any pathogen attacks our immune system or challenges our immune system produces two types of response against that type of antigen or that pathogen or that toxin. One is primary immune response, and it is that type of immune response which is shown against the first attack of antigens. So I will write shown against first attack of antigens. And antigens, you know, it could be virus, bacteria, fungi, protozoa, etc. तो प्राइमरी इम्यून रेस्पॉन्स क्या होता है? जब भी कोई एंटीजन हमारी बॉडी को या हमारे इम्यून सिस्टम को पहली बार चैलेंज कर रहा है, पहली बार अटैक कर रहा है, तब जो हमारा इम्यून सिस्टम जो रेस्पॉन्स वहां से प्रोड्यूस होगा उसको हम बोलते हैं प्राइमरी इम्यून रेस्पॉन्स. एंड secondary immune response is that type of immune response that is produced or that is shown against the next attacks or future attacks. So I will write here shown against the future attacks of antigen. that is second attack, third attack or fourth or any subsequent attack, तो तब जो हमारा इम्यून सिस्टम जो रेस्पॉन्स दिखाएगा उसको हम बोलते हैं सेकेंडरी इम्यून रेस्पॉन्स. Now, this primary immune response, it has a character that it is weak and slow. Primary immune response is always weak. It is always slow. Now the question is why the primary immune response is weak or why it is slow in action? Because actually the cells that have to deal with the that have to fight with the attacking antigen, those cells actually take some time, usually 5 to 7 days. Those cells take some time to first recognize the antigen and then prepare for attacking that antigen or to form antibodies to kill that antigen. That's why it is weak and it is slow. तो यहाँ पे क्या होता है, वो एंटीजन हमें पता है, वो ये पहला अटैक होता है, पहली बार कोई एंटीजन हमारे इम्यून सिस्टम को स्टिमुलेट करता है, तो क्या होता है कि हमारे इम्यून सिस्टम को उस एंटीजन के बारे में कुछ पता ही नहीं होता है, उसकी कोई पहचान नहीं होती, कोई मेमोरी नहीं होती है. That is why those cells take some time to first recognize and then mount any immune response against that type of antigen. But in contrast to this secondary immune response or secondary response, it is always strong or intense and fast. It is strong and fast. Now the question is why secondary immune response is strong and fast? Because whenever any antigen stimulates our immune system or our immune cells. For example, the most important types of immune cells or in our immune system are lymphocytes. I will write here. Suppose there are T lymphocytes, T cells or B cells. Whenever any first attack, any antigen stimulates our immune system. So here we will say it stimulates our immune cells. The most important ones are lymphocytes. These are T lymphocytes and B lymphocytes, also called as T cells and B cells. फिर यहाँ पे क्या होता है, जब ये इन सेल्स को स्टिमुलेट किया जाता है एंटीजन से, तो ये फिर एक्टिवेट हो जाती है. तो एक्चुअली दीज सेल्स देन स्टार्ट डिवाइडिंग. तो यहाँ पे ये डिवाइड होने लगते हैं. यहाँ पे जो टी सेल्स होती है इनके कुछ टाइप्स यहाँ पे बनते हैं. लेट मी फर्स्ट write this to show clearly what exactly happens here. एक्चुअली हमें समझना यहाँ पे है कि why secondary immune response or why secondary response is strong and fast while as primary response is weak and slow. तो यहाँ पे क्या होता है, कोई एंटीजन होता है, वायरस हो सकता है, बैक्टीरिया हो सकता है, कोई टॉक्सिन हो सकता है, स्टिमुलेट करता है हमारे लिम्फोसाइट्स को, या सपोज या तो ये स्टिमुलेट करता है, या टी सेल्स को यहाँ पे लिखेंगे, या बी सेल्स को. लेकिन जो ये टी सेल्स होती है वन स्टिमुलेटेड, जब ये स्टिमुलेट की जाती है, these start proliferation, these start dividing into to increase their number, and whenever a T lymphocyte is stimulated, it divides to form several other types of its subtypes, or we can say four types of T cells are present in our immune system or formed in our immune system, and these are TH cells जिनको हम हेल्पर T cells बोलते हैं, TK cells जिनको हम किलर टी सेल्स बोलते हैं, टीएस सेल्स जिनको हम सप्रेसर टी सेल्स बोलते हैं, एंड टीएम सेल्स जिनको हम बोलते हैं मेमोरी टी सेल्स. तो एक्चुअली यहाँ पे आपको याद रखना है, ये जो मेमोरी टी सेल्स होती है ये यहाँ पे क्यों प्रोड्यूस हो जाती है. मेमोरी टी सेल्स एक्चुअली एंटीजन स्टिमुलेट कराता है। तो टी एच सेल्स की फंक्शन और कुछ और ही है यहाँ पे। टी के सेल्स कौन सी फंक्शन करती है, टी एच सेल्स कौन सी फंक्शन करती है, ये हम बाद में पढ़ेंगे। इट विल बी डिस्कस्ड नेक्स्ट ड्यूरिंग नेक्स्ट लेक्चर्स। बट यहाँ पे आपको याद रखना है, यहाँ पे हमें यही याद रखना है कि यहाँ पे जो ये सेल बनती है टी एम सेल, मेमोरी टी सेल, यहाँ पे ये प्रोड्यूस क्यों हो जाती है? बिकॉज its only aim is to save the memory, keep the memory of this antigen जो हमारे इम्यून सिस्टम को चैलेंज करने की कोशिश करता है, हमारे इम्यून सिस्टम को स्टिमुलेट करता है, ठीक है। सिमिलरली जो बी सेल्स होती है वो भी एंटीजन से स्टिमुलेट हो जाती है, एंड दीज आल्सो स्टार्ट डिवाइडिंग, ये भी प्रोलिफरेट करना शुरू हो, और एंड यूजुअली these B cells divide to form two types of subtypes of its cells. These are memory B cells, BM से मैं नोट करूंगा, memory B cell, and the most important here is plasma cell. प्लाज्मा सेल को हम इफेक्टर सेल भी बोलते हैं, एंड इट इज एक्चुअली दिस सेल and the only cell in our immune system that is capable of producing molecules, protective molecules, जिनको हम बोलते हैं antibodies. So that is why we can say that plasma cells are actually antibody forming or antibody producing cells. तो इनको हम कभी बोलते हैं antibody factories. These are also called as antibody factories. क्योंकि यही वो सेल्स होती है एक्चुअली जो हमारी बॉडी में एंटीबॉडीज को प्रोड्यूस करती है। तो मेरे कहने का मतलब यहाँ पे ये है, जब भी कोई एंटीजन पहली बार स्टिमुलेट करता है, नो डाउट उस एंटीजन को रिकॉग्नाइज करने में, उसको किल करने में टाइम तो लगता है यहाँ पे, लेकिन पहली दफा जब वो स्टिमुलेट करता है तब मेमोरी टी सेल्स बनती है और मेमोरी बी सेल्स बनती है। ये जो मेमोरी टी सेल्स एंड मेमोरी बी सेल्स यहाँ पे बनती है, ये हमें फिर काम आती है सेकेंडरी इम्यून रेस्पॉन्स में या सेकेंड रेस्पॉन्स में, बिकॉज हियर द इम्यून रेस्पॉन्स शुड बी स्ट्रॉन्ग एंड फास्ट, एंड इट इज फास्ट। व्हाई इट इज फास्ट? इट इज फास्ट ड्यू टू द because we know that the same antigen has stimulated our memory cells, memory T cells and memory B cells in the first attack. That is why here it is quickly recognized by our cells, by our immune cells, T cells, B cells, lymphocytes, and it is quickly destroyed or quickly neutralized by our immune system. So यहाँ पे हम लिख सकते हैं strong and fast because memory is already present.